ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
There's a lot of stuff going on geopolitically that I think we should be aware of, not just as some of us are considering, where to land if you're going to be an expat. Even the Caribbean islands could be problematic, as we are seeing boats being blown up and people being killed indiscriminately, I might add, and then labeling them drug dealers. And we don't know that that's the truth. As a matter of fact, they probably are not drug dealers at all. So I am concerned because there's no rule of law, but there's also very few places that we can trust. But I'm leaning in right now because on Fox, of all places, Jessica Tarloff, who's one of the reasonable people on the Five, was talking about it, about the government killing people. And I say this again because those of us who like to travel, those of us who are going to be out in the world, there's a lot of unrest, and this government, this regime is playing a very nasty game. We're talking about Argentina. We're going to talk about that in a minute, and Argentina's roots to Nazi Germany. We should know that. We should know that this is not just random. It's not random. But play Jessica Tarloff's comments.
Well, I think that there's always a choice, and you're right about the demand issue, and I wish that we could do more about that. And this has been going on forever, that we have a drug consumption problem here and a drug supply problem coming from South and Latin America. So I totally get that. But when you're looking at how this fight is being executed at this particular moment, it doesn't make a lot of sense. First and foremost, the fact that no one can confirm that we've actually been taking out narco traffickers or huge drug traffickers, however you want to say it. And last week when we were talking about this, Dana had just seen the alert that the admiral in charge of the Southern Command had resigned. And he was the one who was in charge of this. And the reporting is that he wasn't comfortable with the mission and had been pushing back within the Pentagon. And do you think he would have resigned if everything was by the book? So we have 32 people that have been killed so far, 7 individual strikes. We know that the Colombian president is alleging at least that an innocent fisherman was murdered. We know that there's a family from Trinidad who's saying that a member of their family was killed. And then it is really important that we have repatriated 2 people, one to Colombia, one to Ecuador, because that indicates that we don't have any evidence to prosecute them, that we didn't know who these guys were. Because if you did have evidence, you would bring them before a court. And I know that you're going to make fun of me, and I am prepared for it each and every day. But drug traffickers also have rights. The law applies. We should have the evidence. They should be charged with something, and they should come before a court of law. And Rand Paul was on the Sunday shows this weekend, and he said to Kristen Welker, when you kill someone, if you're not in a declared war, which we are not, Congress with the war powers, you really need to know someone's name at least. You have to accuse them of something. You have to present evidence. So all these people have been blown up without any evidence of a crime. They're also saying that it's about fentanyl, and people who analyze the area are saying that there is drugs that go through, but it's mostly cocaine and marijuana that are headed actually to Europe and to Africa. So the government story is not adding up.
Yeah. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica, by the way, is a Democratic strategist on the Five. She is also a political scientist, educated at the London School of Economics and Political Science and Bryn Mawr College. Like, she's no dummy. I'm surprised that they let her on this channel, which has been committed to misinformation and disinformation for the better part of 20 years. But it also, to me, shows that there's a shift in the wind, that perhaps it's important that as history changes, you want to be able to capture people on the other side. I just played that country western song. They burning their red hats. People waking up. Farmers are bankrupt. Things, and this ain't even been a year. People are, the gas prices and all, food is not cheaper. Your energy bill is going up. Like, this man promised me the world. I voted for my, you don't think you voted for your whiteness, but you did. And what he's giving you is his ass to kiss, and it's wearing a diaper. Yuck. Thank you, Jessica. Rand Paul, whose neighbor whipped his ass, don't know why still, Republican from Kentucky, was on Piers Morgan. And he also talked about this Venezuelan killing indiscriminate people who have not had due process. We don't know who they are. And if you really want to tackle the drug cartels, you know where they are. They're in California, but you're not messing with them. ICE isn't even messing with them. You're not picking up drug cartel people. You go to Home Depot, churches, and places where people are going to get their green card renewed to pick up people. You're not going into them neighborhoods where the drug cartels are. So that tells me you don't really care. You don't really care. You're in league with the cartel. This is something else. Oh, Venezuela has oil and they have some other resources. It sounds very like what King Leopold did in the Congo. Play Rand Paul, Smith.
Number one, there is no fentanyl made in Venezuela. Not just a little bit, there's none being made in Venezuela. These are outboard boats that, in order for them to get to Miami, would have to stop and refuel 20 times. They're in all likely going to Trinidad and Tobago, which is an island right off of the coast of Venezuela. So there's a lot of reasons to be worried about this. But number one is the broader principle of when can you kill people indiscriminately? When you're at war. That's why when we declare war, it's supposed to be done by Congress. It's supposed to be thoughtful. It's supposed to be debated. And we're not supposed to do it willy-nilly. And then when you have war, you just kill people in the war zone. And even then there are rules of engagement. But interdicting drugs has always been a criminal activity and a criminal anti-crime sort of activity where we don't just summarily execute people. We actually present evidence and convict them.
You know what's wild? And thank you, Rand Paul. Thank you. I said this is feeling very much like King Leopold and the Congo. I typed in where was fentanyl developed? And guess where this just happened while he was talking. Where was fentanyl developed? It was developed in Belgium. It was developed in Belgium by a team of chemists led by Paul Janssen at the Janssen pharmaceutical company. Okay. And what is this really about? So we should be asking that question. These things are going on, right? Let's not let ourselves be distracted. This is playbook. This is rinse and repeat. They've been doing this forever. Argentina, why did this man send them $40 billion of our tax dollars to Argentina while our farmers are struggling? Why are you sending money over there to help their beef industry while you have completely kicked the teeth out of the farming, the soybeans over here? What is going on? What is happening? There's a lot of stuff happening. Let's play Trump defending sending money to Argentina. Smith.
Question is, what do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina. I think he's trying to do the best he can. But don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying. All right? They're dying.
Let me give you a little history lesson. Just a smidge, a little bit. Now, I happen to know this history because I've been, unfortunately, obsessed with Nazi Germany since I was a child. So I read just about everything on it, watched just about every movie, knew about Argentina, Boys from Brazil. Like, it's interesting. There's a whole town in Argentina that looks just like Germany.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will